All right, welcome to the Degenerate Gamblers, baby. How we looking, Steve?
Howie, this whole technology thing, we're really struggling here this morning over here at
Yeah,
64 Tabor Road.
we've been up since 4 a.m. trying to, with a screwdriver, trying to figure out software updates and shit.
We got
Anyways,
tinfoil helmets, all that fun stuff.
we're going nuts here. But here we are, Degenerate Gamblers, man. We're talking today. We're going to go over a little NBA, a little baseball, a little golf action coming at you.
PGA Championship.
Yes, PGA in Charlotte, North Carolina. Listen, let's start with the NBA because we've been on fire lately. Last night we had the Pacers wrap things up. They're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. We did like the Pacers. I took the Nuggets last night plus 10.5. Covered fairly easily. Decent game, but the Nuggets, who are up, now find themselves down 3-2. Going into tomorrow night's game 6. But more than anything, man, let's just start with the fucking Knicks.
Bing bang!
The Knicks, baby. I mean, look, say what you want. This team's been down and out in all 3 games that they've come back and won. And,
Down 14 in the last game, Howie, and then Brunson just decided it's his game to take over.
He does do that. He does tend to do that. Big body Brunson is a beast. He's been unstoppable. If you looked at the Souths, you basically had Tatum and what's the other guy? The guy with a beautiful forehead.
Derek White.
Fucking Derek White, man. Derek White just has been lighting it up. Jason Tatum lighting it up until that horrible injury. It looks like he tore his Achilles.
Howie, let me ask you this question, because I'm a Celtic fan. I'm a Boston guy, right? For most sports other than the football Giants. Tatum.
Yeah.
Huge game. 42 points.
He was killing
You can't
us.
knock him. NBA champion last year. Why didn't he play in the Olympics, Howie? Why didn't he step foot on the court in the Olympics?
You know what? There's about 10 different conspiracy theories behind that. Nobody knows. You have to ask Steve Kerr. That was some bizarre
Want to know why I think he didn't step foot on the court? Because today's basketball in the NBA is all ISO ball. There's no more ball movement. There's no more passing. He's an ISO player. It's the ugliest basketball to watch. They won it all last year. I watched 1/4 of the playoffs. You're a basketball guy, Howie. They don't play the game of basketball the way they used to play it. It's all ISO ball. It's got to be, just directed around Jason Tatum. And if it's not, he doesn't have a purpose.
Yeah, I would say half the points he scored the other night, he hit about 7 deep threes, like deep three. The guy can shoot the shit out of it.
Chucking it.
The guy that just hasn't showed up for Boston and people are like, what are you, Jaylen Brown, where are you?
Where's this guy?
What are you doing? He has not showed up at all. Porzingis hasn't played great.
Porzingis is, for a lack of a better term, Howie, he's a fucking pussy. I can't even put it any other way. The guy is made out of paper mache. Yeah. He just, when you got to turn it up and like that MJ, that Kobe, when you got to turn it up, that notch, he goes down, down.
When you're 7'4" and a 6'7", 6'8", 240-pound guy can cover you, it's a problem. I mean, he allows himself to get bodied. He can shoot a little bit, but he hasn't been there. Basically you're watching Pritchard, White, and Tatum, and now Tatum's out.
Yep.
I do think this game 5 tonight will be closer. It would not surprise me if Boston pulled out a W tonight.
Howie, you know why they're gonna pull out a W tonight? You don't want to know why?
Because I took the Knicks in 6?
No, so I can't enjoy my Saturday night. They're gonna torture me. They're gonna win tonight. They're gonna cover tonight. The Celtics are gonna win and cover tonight. They're 8-2 without Jason Tatum this year.
Yeah.
Now, are they that good and meaningful? Are the games meaningful? No. But they're 8-2 without Tatum, 15-4 without Brown. So they can play without these guys. It's good.
They have good players.
Yeah. It's going to open up things for it's going to open up things for guys like Peyton Pritchard and Porzingis. Both guys that fared relatively well offensively when those two guys are out. Both their numbers go way up. Now, is Porzingis the old unicorn? Is he going to come to play tonight? I don't think so. Don't have much confidence. Still dealing with a sore throat from 6 months ago. So I would probably push my focus to Pritchard. He's got a couple lines that I think have some decent value. You got him 15 plus points is minus 115. And I think if he goes over that number, he's going to go over the next number of 3+ 3-pointers at minus 130.
He's playing great. He's playing good.
He's shooting it well. But again, he's a 5'10".
I think Jaylen Brown steps up tonight and has 30.
He has to, right?
Yeah, because the media is all over his ass. He hasn't shown up. The Celtics are minus 4.5 at home tonight against a Knicks team who's on fire. And Vegas knows something. Vegas isn't stupid. And I said this after the game. And listen, I will say this. I had futures, and I don't know what it was, plus 1,800, 1,900. I put 25 on it. I had the Knicks winning this series 4-2. So I'd like to see Boston win tonight. I'm not going to lie. I'd like to see
be awesome.
Game 6, back to the Garden. Let's just wrap it up, and I'll just collect.
Wrap it up at home. And honestly, I think that's my play tonight. Celtics cover the 4.5.
I think so. You could take the money line at minus 180. I think the Celtics are good at home tonight. I do think the Knicks win this series and move on. And the Pacers took care of work. They're resting. Knicks went 7 games with them last year. I think that's probably another 7-game series. Both teams match up perfectly.
Yeah.
But the other game tonight is just not interesting. The Timberwolves are at home against the Warriors, minus 11. I don't know if they cover that number, but they're going to win.
Howie, my take is if they do not cover that number, one, Vegas is telling you Golden State is basically laid down, right? They're done. They're going to bed. They're going to sleep. They're moving on to next season. But if that happens, if Minnesota covers that 11, Jimmy Butler goes under the 26.5 points that the line is set at right now.
Yeah.
He's going under. And I also think the game goes under 202.5 if that happens, because I think Golden State is fine. Just waved the white flag.
They're not going to score if Butler doesn't have 30 plus. They're not.
How about this one, Howie?
They're just not.
How about in the last game, Golden State down 8 with 30 seconds left, and you see Draymond Green on the sideline on the camera saying 5.5, 5.5. He knew the line was 5.5. Jonathan Kuminga shoots 2 threes, misses the first, makes the second, 5.5 seconds left, inbounds the ball, down 5. Golden State doesn't foul, down 5 in a playoff game.
What was there like? I watched it though. There was like 2 seconds left. They were down. They cut it to what? 3 or 4?
So they were down 8.
Okay,
they were down 8.
Yeah, it was over with. That's what, see. I saw those 2 guys going nuts. But here's the thing: if you're down 10 or 15 or 20, you're taking threes no matter what. I mean, you're just taking threes.
They knew the line. They knew the line. They covered the line.
Oh yeah,
and then they just let the clock run out.
Yeah, but I don't think – I do see why they didn't foul, because mathematically, if they fouled, they couldn't win anyways because there's like 2 seconds left.
But if that's college basketball, they're fouling the piss out of them. They the NBA, I got no use for it. I fucking hate it, to be honest with you.
Well, the worst thing – forget about that. Forget about all that shit. The worst thing that I don't believe is a conspiracy theory, but the Dallas Mavericks with a 1.8% chance to get the number 1 overall pick, where you had 4 teams at 14.8, 14.3, 14% chance to win it. And not only that, it's like the 5th year in a row where these
low
teams
odd teams, yeah.
No, there really should be an investigation into the draft pick situation,
or just do away with the lottery.
NBA.
Just the worst team gets it. I like the NFL. But again, they're tanking. Well, okay, so is this going to stop tanking at the end of the year? No, because these high-profile players don't give a shit when they know the season's over, and they wave the white flag.
Yeah, that whole draft situation is getting a lot of heat. Silverman is going to go down probably as the worst.
Silver. Yeah.
Oh God, man. He's
How about
bad.
Jay Williams on ESPN yesterday says the Mavs should trade the first pick, and I can't remember one of the guys comes back and goes, they'll burn the whole stadium down. Like Nico Harrison's already got a target on his head.
But if they traded him and got, say, the Greek Freak, I can understand that. If the Greek Freak went to Dallas and said, let's win a chip, and you got Anthony Davis, you got the Freak, you got Kyrie Irving, that team is frightening. I mean,
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. It's just like Cooper Flag, that kid. I just think he's the real deal.
Maybe, could be. He's young. He's good. You got to give him 3 years right off the bat because he's young. But if you can grab yourself a Greek Freak up front with an AD, number one, you have the best front court in the NBA,
sure,
right off the bat, and then you have Kyrie Irving. You get, does Klay Thompson get in shape and play? That team, if they stay healthy, would be the favorite to win the West. If they got now with Cooper Flag, you're building, man. You're building because what do? By the time he's peaking, Anthony Davis is probably on his way out of the league. Kyrie Irving too. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
I say keep the pick. I say you run with Cooper Flag. I do think that kid, he's going to be a cornerstone player for the next 15 years for an NBA franchise. And he's not going to get fat
No. He's not going to be just fat, sloppy Big Mac.
Luka.
So that's where it is. In the West right now, you got Denver down 1, goes back home. I think they win Game 6. I think Game 7 goes back to OKC and then flip a coin because OKC is loaded. They have a great team, but you get the big fella. You get Jokic in a Game 7. And they're tough to beat.
So they've struggled mightily in the fourth quarter, same as the Celtics. So, you say that the Knicks are doing so great. Knicks won 3 quarters in this whole playoffs or in this whole series. They've won 3 quarters. That's all they've done. They've done.
We've got down so early, so quickly in every game. But I will say, like the last game we won
it. Celtics didn't blow it. Knicks won.
But if you watch the first 10 minutes of that game, I've never seen a team come out and shoot that well so fast. The Celtics, between Derek White and Tatum, these are 30-foot contested shots, and they're just banging deep threes, man. I mean, they shot the shit out of
And I think that's the problem with Boston and Denver is everything is facilitated through these 2 players. So the Joker, everything goes through him, has to go through him. And if they were 0 for 10 from 3 last night, if they don't make their threes, they're dead. Well, in the fourth quarter.
And Michael Porter has not done anything. That
2.5 point, averaging 2.5 points per game in the last 2 games.
No, he's Jaylen Brown and up.
So sure. I honestly I agree with you, and then I saw something else on VSiN this morning. The Nuggets have their 5 starters average, I think, the most minutes per game played since February 1st. So they're whooped. So and I want to say their top 5, the 5th guy is 17th in minutes played in the league. And then you've got OKC that has 1 guy in the top 11, which is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So I think they're whooped, they're beat up. Yeah, Denver might still win at home, but it's okay series to lose.
Yeah,
but how about this matchup? What if you get the Timberwolves and the Knicks in the NBA Finals? Cat up against his old team.
Dante DiVincenzo coming to the Garden.
Oh my God! Like I want it. That's what I want.
It's a dream. It's a dream matchup. I don't see Minnesota winning one or two. They may win a game against OKC, but look, I'm not sold on the Ant-Man. I'm not sold on him. He beat a shitty Lakers team, and he beat a Warriors team with no Steph Curry. So, I mean, come on. You got to beat somebody decent. And the West, besides this OKC Denver, that other side of the brackets has been pretty bad.
No, I agree.
I mean, you can't Golden State losing Curry was huge. A killer. So that's it for the NBA. We'll see how this plays out. Like we said, we do like Boston. I like Boston tonight. I hope they win because I have the Knicks.
Well, that actually lets me root even more. I got my Boston T-shirt that showed up in the mail yesterday. Nice Celtic logo on the front, the balls on the back. I customized it. But yeah, Celtics aren't winning this series. So hopefully, for your sake, for your gambling fund, I hope you get the Knicks in 6.
Yeah. I mean, I had a weird feeling about it. Just tossed a little on that. So we'll see what happens. We'll be here on the NBA. We'll be coming back Friday because Friday we have a special guest on this show. We're going to be talking about horse racing, the Preakness coming up 3 weeks before the Big Belmont. Look, if you like what you hear, follow Howie Dewey on YouTube. Join the Degenerate Gamblers on Whop.com. We have plays every single day coming out. We had baseball last night. I had like a 6-game parlay with the Dodgers. They killed me. They got beat 11-1. Oakland beat them. Baseball is nuts right now.
What about I was looking at the standings. Oakland they're above 500.
Yeah. They're good. Since it's not Oakland, it's the
Athletics.
They play out of Sacramento. My buddy from high school went out and saw a game the other night. He saw they're in Sacramento.
Till the Vegas Stadium opens, they're just the Athletics, no home.
How funny would it be if they go to the playoffs, make it a couple rounds, and they're playing in Sacramento?
Unreal.
AAA
ballpark.
No. Yeah. So here's what we have here. Here's some teams you got to watch. If you're a betting man, you're betting MLB. The Mets have won 3 in a row. They're starting to put it together. I like the Mets right now. The Rangers have won 4 in a row, but the Twins have an 8-game winning streak. And the Cardinals, who are a plus 150 dog today in Philadelphia, the Cardinals have won 9 in a row. I haven't, to me, if you want a value bet, how can you get any better than today? They're plus 150 going into Philadelphia. They've won 9 in a row.
Unbelievable.
If you think they got a chance of winning 10 in a row, how do you not bet the Cardinals? You could take them plus 1.5 runs today at minus 140 or plus 150.
A little day baseball, Howie.
A little day baseball. The one game I do like, the Twins are playing at Baltimore. Don't be surprised if Buxton hits one out. Twins are on fire. They won 8 in a row. I'd like the over 8.5 runs. I think these teams light it up today in Baltimore. I think they score. I do like that one. I'll toss a little on the Cardinals. I think they can win 10 in a row.
Baltimore's starting pitcher has an over 5 ERA.
Yeah, I like the over in this. You want another one? You have the Milwaukee Brewers playing in Washington today. The Brewers are plus 102. They're dogs, slight dogs. The Guardians have lost 7 in a row. This team sucks.
The Braves?
They've lost 7. The Guardians. Washington.
No,
They've
Guardians
lost 7
are
in
the
a row.
Indians.
They're playing the
Cleveland.
I know. Cleveland. I did a show out there. I did a comedy show out there, and I literally was on stage. I'm like, yeah, I walked by Guardian Stadium, and the whole crowd just booed. It was hilarious. I was like, I'm just kidding you. I'm like, you can't make a movie about the Indians
and then change your name. You can't do it. Can't freaking do it.
And they did it so smoothly. They took the Indian last 4 letters, IANS, Guardians, IAN. Come on. So that's, the Yankees are the Yankees. They're playing well. Took a little injury yesterday. What's his name's ankle flew up into right field.
I didn't see it.
When he snapped it.
I've been locked into this next thing we're about to talk about, Howie. Baseball's kind of low on my radar.
So yeah, the Mets are minus 300. They're gonna spank the Pirates. That's almost look. Follow us on Whop.com, man. We got baseball plays every day. We got metrics. We're tossing metrics out every day. But we're going into the final thing we're going to talk about. We're going to save the Preakness until Friday because we have a great guest on. You can't get a better guest than we have on Friday. But let's go into the PGA Championship in Charlotte, North Carolina. What is it?
Quail Hollow,
whatever gay name they named that golf club. But we go into the PGA, and you have what, 99 of the top 100 golfers right now in the world, and this is just a stacked lineup, man. So take it over, Steve. Who do you like? Can anyone beat Scotty Scheffler?
You know what? There's value here, Howie, and we always talk about value in gambling, right? So this course here, Quail Hollow, it's known for players that can drive the ball off the tee, right? So the length and the width of the fairways, play to guys' strengths like a Bryson DeChambeau, who can crush it off the tee box. Rory McIlroy. Rory's value isn't as high as DeChambeau's, but he's going to get off the tee box. He's got wide fairways to work at. You can get him at plus 500 to win it all, and at plus 100 for the top 5 finish. So there's some value in that. My money, if I'm laying it down for a winner, I'm probably going to play Bryson DeChambeau at plus 900. You can also get him at plus 185 for the top 5 and minus 110 for top 10. Guys,
that's a value.
So that's, if we're talking value, those are your two, guys that you want to look at. A guy like Tommy Fleetwood, right? Fairway Jesus coming out of England there. Last 3 times out at Quail Hollow, top 14 finishes or better. You can get him at plus 360 in the top 10 right now. You get him at plus 600 in the top 5. Is he going to win this major? Probably not, but he's going to be in contention. He'd probably have a great day on Sunday to move himself in the top 10 or the top 5. So there's great value there. Plus 600 top 5, plus 360 top 10. He's going to be there. Kyle Morikawa, best average off the tee, accuracy average off the tee, hitting 73% of fairways off the tee box. He hits it straight. You do that here at Quail Hollow, you're going to have a chance. Jason Day, distance, hits the ball for distance. Sepp Straka and Russell Henley, couple more guys that can hit it for accuracy and distance. They have good value. So if we're going value on those guys, let's start with Day, plus 775 to 1 to win it all. Is he going to win it all? Probably not. But if you can get him at plus 450 in the top 10, you might want to throw a little bit of a bet on that. Straka and Henley. Henley is plus 400 for top 10. Straka's plus 350. So there's value there. Take a look at those bets because, again, they might not win it all. You might not win the big prize, right? Because you can get a guy like Sepp Straka at 55 to 1 to win it all. Is he going to win it all? Probably not. It's probably going to be somebody like Scotty Scheffler or Rory McIlroy, or maybe a guy like Xander Schauffele who won the major last year.
What about my boy? What about, you're talking distance, and I'm all about distance.
So she said,
my wife's more about the fairways, wide and long. But what about my boy Johnny Rahm right here? Johnny Rahm, he smashed.
I got no faith in him. Since he went to the LIV Tour, I have zero faith in him. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, Rahmbo's the guy. Rahmbo's top 10 cinch, right? He's just not playing consistent golf right now. I don't know if it's the guaranteed money that's sitting in his bank account that it just, he just has not played well in these last few majors. Now, a guy like Xander Schauffele won the last 2 out of 3 majors. He's a guy that's a good ball striker for accuracy. So if you get Schauffele top 5 plus 360 and top 10 plus 180, I'd rather have that than Jon Rahm at plus 320 and plus 150. I personally don't see the value in Jon Rahm today. Maybe after day one, you see he comes out, and if Jon Rahm can get off to an early lead, he might run with it. But, last couple majors, he's been down probably 10 strokes after day two.
Man, it makes you wonder, what have these Saudi Arabians done to our golfers?
Bastards.
Jesus.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of value in those guys, but the top names that I'll say to everybody, because the weather is going to be good, 80 degrees, slight chance of rain. I think 24% was the high for the rain. So the weather is going to be good. We're not going to be able to blame anything on, the weather here. It's going to be pretty consistent for the 4 days, upper to mid 80s.
Does my boy Brian Harmon have any chance of making a cut, moving on?
Let's see where he's at. Oh, one other guy I got to mention too. I failed to mention. Where's Harmon? That's your boy, the lefty, the southpaw. Harmon, 180 to 1 to win it all, Howie. So throw a little dabble, right? Why not?
I'll throw him in Sergio, my man Sergio Garcia.
Listen, and actually his odds are much better. Well, I guess I shouldn't say better, but they're not. He's not like out of the realm. He's 120 to 1 to win it all. 700 to 1 or 7 to 1 to be a top 10 finisher. So it's just stuff to look at. I've heard people, mention Cameron Smith as a guy that could be in contention for this one. You can get him at 13,000 to 1 to win it all. Another guy I didn't mention is Shane Lowry, not to be confused with Mike Lowry. You get him at 55 to 1 to win it all. 750 top 10, 350 top 5, 750, and 350 top 10. He's another guy that can hit it off the tee box. He's usually in contention in these bigger majors. So, another name to keep your, if you're getting in those DraftKings, if you're getting in, different pools where you can pick these guys, you might be able to get Shane Lowry at like a third tier guy or something like that. So there's decent value in there. So I would say the names to look out for that I'm going to choose to win this thing are DeChambeau, Morikawa, Scheffler. Those would be the guys that I probably would back to win it all. And then Straka, Henley, Day with those other guys, maybe like a top 10. Fleetwood. Love Tommy Fleetwood, top 10, 360.
Gotta love him. Nephew to the famous Mick Fleetwood from Fleetwood Mac.
But it's actually good. No one could question it if you didn't just say you made it up.
No. His great grandfather started the Fleetwood Cadillac. They've done very well. Fucking no.
But
idea.
It should be a great golf tournament, Howie. I think this one comes down to Sunday. Yeah. Even though Scheffler is playing incredible golf, but so is Rory. So this is going to come down to Sunday, and I could see 4 or 5 guys still in contention come Sunday. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah,
that's what we want. We want a good, solid, make it close, baby. But I'll be tossing some long. I'll throw my boy in there at 180 to 1. I'll toss him in there. I like lefties. You gotta love lefties. So that's it, man. If you like what you hear, man, join the Discord. We got a bunch of guys in there. We're betting on everything daily. It's cheap as hell. It's $24.99 a month, man. Go to Whop.com. We're gearing up right now. We're still gearing up to college football season, actually starting in a little more than 2 months.
Can't wait.
We got tons of horse racing this summer. We're just going to be banking just like we did last year. So, man, listen, go to Whop.com, join Degenerate Gamblers. Let's bank. We'll catch you on Friday.
All right, see you Friday.